Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Oh my God, it's been a long break. Good evening, everyone. It's been a long break, and welcome to MEND Mates. Welcome to MEND Spotlights, where we get to highlight the works done by young people in Africa doing amazing work in their individual spaces. And I'm so excited that I have someone amazing here, and she's from Zimbabwe. Oh my God, I don't think I've had anyone from Zimbabwe on the program. Welcome, welcome,
Yay!
welcome. And she's going to do the honors of introducing herself, and then we'll get started. All right, so over to you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. I'm so happy to be the first Zimbabwean on the show. So shout out to me. Hi everyone. My name is Chido Nyaruata, and I am the founder and team lead or director of Flames and Lilies Climate Initiative. We are a youth-led ecofeminist organization based in Zimbabwe, and we work at the intersection of climate and gender justice. I'm really passionate about working with young girls, with young women, improving their skills or actually enhancing their skills because we are very knowledgeable about our lives, about our experiences, and I find it so important to create spaces for us to meet, to exchange, to build community. And that's what we do at Flames and Lilies. Outside of Flames and Lilies, I am a researcher and a communication specialist. I also love to do photography, particularly nature and documentary photography. And I just love being in conversation with people. So I'm really happy to be here.
Look at that. That's a lot of stuff. I could just listen to you all day.
I can
Oh
talk
my
for
God.
days.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so let's get into it. And on this platform, we like to talk about the stories. We love stories, and would like to, just hear the story of the origin of your organization. Like, what was that problem you saw, and you decided and said, "No, I'm going to see how I would, stand up to solve this problem," and then your initiative was created. Like, what was that story?
So I think for a long time, I've always been somebody who's had an issue with injustice. Whether it's in the home, it's in my community, it's in my school, and I always just felt the need to stand up and talk about it and address it. But with my organization, Flames and Lilies, it came more from theory to action. So I did my master's at the University of Cape Town in international relations, and I was really interested to learn and explore how international actors worked with national and local government to address a crisis in a country. So at that point in time, unfortunately, cholera is endemic in Zimbabwe, particularly in the urban areas. And it's a whole array of issues of why this water disease is occurring in our country. So I just wanted to understand how were the responses, the interactions between international actors like World Health Organization, UNICEF, and Doctors Without Borders, and the local authority for Harare. And as I was doing the research, the interviews, something really concerning came out of the data whereby young children and women were being affected by this disease. And it was largely stemming from their household duties in the home. So I realized that, some of these socially constructed rules and norms that we have in the home, in our society, put people, particularly children, girls, young women, women of all ages, at risk, right? But I thought, okay, so what? I have this knowledge. What's the point of having all of this knowledge if we cannot educate and empower more people? So it took me some time to gather up the guts to actually take the action that I wanted to do. So I completed my master's in 2020, and I started my organization in 2024 last year. And it was just from the desire to say, I really want to see positive change in my community about how we respond to disasters, how we understand climate change. So I reached out to someone who had their own organization and I said, hey, do the young girls that you work with, would they be interested to learn about climate change? And we had our first workshop on a WhatsApp group where I was just explaining what is climate change, how does gender affect it? How does climate change affect menstrual health? Just talking about those things. But I felt, okay, it's good to do it on WhatsApp. Online is good. But I think it'll be better if we do it in person. So I looked around for grants and I was successful in an application. And then I was able to host in person trainings with partners. And through our initial pilot project, we were able to train and provide certificates for 86 girls who are living in peri-urban and urban communities. And this was really exciting because we got to see them in action. You know, the lights went off when they were realizing, like, oh yeah, like we have an issue of water access, or there's a drought right now, we're not getting as much yield in our small gardens, and that's affecting our ability to go to school. So they are starting to see how climate change affects every facet of their life, but also what actions they can take. So that was really like the moment where it was just taking up courage to start the thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. It's muted. No, I can't hear you now. Or maybe it's me. Hello?
Hmm.
I'm starting to hear something. You,
Can you hear me now?
I, yeah, I can hear you now.
Thank God. It can be like that sometimes. Let's just head on to it so that we don't spend much time. So I liked where you spoke about starting using a WhatsApp group. To me, it just feels so right knowing that you wanted to start small and you wanted to start where you were, without all the big funding, and all that. Because,
Mm,
young people right now, all we want to do is, well, let's jump on the next funding. Let's look for, we're not going to do anything until it's huge or large or really, really
yeah.
popular, all that. So I really liked how, you just went from, little and then later on, started to, go with the numbers. And that makes so much
Mm,
sense for me. And I'd like you to, just touch on the challenges you've gone through so far. For me, this is like the icing on the cake. I like to hear those things because most of the times we get to hear a lot of the good sides, or we did this, or we
mm,
did that. But younger change makers who are coming up don't know that there are certain things that you would have to go through. So I
mm.
like you to just mention the issues that you went through, or maybe still going through at this point, and then probably how you're able to maneuver your way around it.
Okay, I think when I reflect on my learnings, I think there are three. So, number one, not I think not having your boundaries as somebody doing the work, because you're right, like people really want the big numbers. And I think sometimes when you're working in collaborative teams, sometimes people might want to really push to get those numbers, but you as a team might not have the capacity to do that. So I think it's about negotiating with yourself, but also maybe with partners to say, this is the capacity that we have at the moment. If we change one person's life, that's good enough. I think in the age of impact, numbers, reach, it can be sometimes so overwhelming. And sometimes, you might find yourself compromising your values in chase of these metrics. I think the second thing, which touches on that, is also being a bit naive in terms of what you can do. Like, I think in terms of my leadership style and me as a person, I'm a dreamer. So sometimes if I dream, I might have like lots of ideas and lots of things that I want to do. And then when it comes to the reality, to be like, yo, our budget doesn't allow this. Or, yo, you're only one person who is being consistent throughout the process. Because I think that's the other thing, which I think is the third thing, is like building up a team or building up people who can be with you consistently throughout the process. So I'm really fortunate that I got to work with a great group of volunteers. But I think one thing that I learned was you need to be able to provide people with specific tasks at a particular moment, lean on their strengths and not necessarily what you think that they should do. So sometimes that takes a bit of time to build up a rhythm as a team. And I think I'm still going through that challenge of building up an organization, not taking up everything because I want it to be in a particular way, but trusting the people that I'm working with to be like, they are as energetic as me, they are as driven to see positive change in our community, to help other young people take climate action. So I need to learn to trust them to do the task. And it's, I think, a shifting in my leadership perspective and management style has actually really helped me as well to be like, okay, this person has this task. I can trust them to do it well. If they need support, they'll reach out. And it's good, but also being like, having that open communication. I think that's so key. So the three things are, having learning to manage expectations and partnerships. The second thing is around building a team. And I think the third thing is also just understanding the capacity that you have. I think those have been maybe the challenges, but also the realizations from those challenges.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. I was taking mental notes because sometimes,
I'm still learning. I'm
yeah,
still
because
learning.
because sometimes, to be honest, it's hard for you to, even when you have people, it's hard for you to get yourself out of the way and let people do the work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Mm,
just want to get involved. Oh my god, I get that. I get that a lot. Um, so I'd like to find out if you have that one moment when, were there times when you were like, you know what, this is discouraging.
mm,
Maybe am I sure I'm doing this correctly? Am I sure I'm in the right
mm,
place? Should I give up?
mm.
Did you have those moments? And then what triggers those moments?
Yeah, definitely. I have those moments where I'm like, should I really be doing this? And I think it was that maybe fear of failure or fear of like, where am I going with my life if I continue this or if I don't have structure? Because I know my context is to come from like a structured environment where it's like you're a lawyer or you're a researcher or you're this. To say you're a social entrepreneur, people are like, what does that mean? Like, what exactly? Where's the money coming from? Where are you? You're helping people. So what? So what? You're helping people. So it's also like asking yourself, like, are they right? Because those things, it slowly creeps in, And I think it's also important to say to yourself, um, I'm passionate about what I'm doing, but I'm bringing in skills. What I'm doing is valuable. I'm building a career as I do this work. I'm learning project management. I'm learning grant writing. So I think it's just those moments when I've asked myself, okay, where is this going? Where is this passion taking me? And I've just had to assure myself that no, this is valuable. Like, when you meet young people and you are convening and you're taking collective action, that's so powerful to me. And I get like this warm, fuzzy feeling. And I think when I have those interactions, I feel so happy. And when I see our participants like so excited that, oh, their research report is published or people are interested in what they think about, like, because we have a really big emphasis on amplifying girls and young women's voices and knowledge, and we advocate for youth led approaches to research. And with this, now we're at a stage where we're publishing this research. And in the group chats, they're like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I can put something on my LinkedIn, or I can, start talking about this. Like some of them have gone to school, some of them have not gone to school. But it's just that excitement that becomes really rewarding. But it's those moments of self doubt that really get me asking, what am I doing? So yeah, it does come. It does come.
Okay, so final words would be, as a social entrepreneur, social impact founder, what's one advice that you'd want to give someone who's trying to probably, look at you and be like, I'd want to do this when I grow up, or I'd want to take this path maybe soon or later on. What's that
Mm.
one advice that you'd want to give that person?
Just start. Start where you are. I think that is something that I would say, start where you are. Um, if it's just planting a tree, that's something. You've already done something. If it's at school, if you're in the formal school system, if it's starting a club, that's great. If it's contributing to a club, that's great. You've already started that journey of yours. And it gets better with time. I think it's something that you have to like constantly practice. So yeah, that's what I would say. Start in one word.
Start. I like that. I like that. I like that. Of recent, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So of recent, I just realized something. So I don't know about everybody else in the social impact space, but I've made one, would I say revelation now? Because I'm holding on to it like very tightly. Most of the times when I get ideas to do stuff, especially in my impact space, like I get ideas because most of the times I'm buzzing with ideas. So when I get ideas, I've realized that waiting and saying, oh, I actually don't have the funds, I don't have the resources to do this thing, is the last thing I should do.
Yeah.
The best thing to do when you get that idea is to launch.
Mm,
Launch fast. Launch fast. Don't even think,
yeah.
oh, I'm going to wait. One thing I've realized is, this has happened to me many, 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 many times. That right now I know that once an idea comes to me, the first thing I'm thinking about is not money. It's not money. I
Yeah.
know it's not money I need. I just need to be able to, take a hold of that fear and tell myself, launch. When I
Yeah.
launch with that fear, somehow the resource just meets me. It just meets me.
Mm,
Before I get
mm,
to where I'm going, the resource meets me. That has happened to me many times. Just that sometimes I'm still scared. But all the times when I got ideas and I'm like, you know what? What's the next thing I can do? What's the next small step I can take? And I just move like that. And I'm like, there are
mm.
times when I get ideas to do maybe a program. For example, that would be last year. I came up with, I just wanted to do empowerment for women, right? Which is basically what we're working on. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not a project I can do without funds, to be honest. I need funds. So what I told myself was, I printed a flyer. So I printed that flyer, called a few people who could, help as volunteers, and all that, share the idea with them. And I put the flyer, I put a date on the flyer, and I put it out there. I told, we are doing this on the so day of so, and this is what the program will be about.
Wow.
I went ahead. Every day I wake up, make a post about that thing. Every day I'll wake
Wow.
up, make a post about that thing. When it was close to the date, I did not get one. I didn't get one person to donate to help us make that thing work. I was scared. I was like, God, what
Oh,
will happen to
wow.
me now? The date is close. What will happen? I just kept posting. I just kept posting. So I made a deal with myself that instead of making it flop or not going through with my word, I'm going to see how to make it small. So
Yeah.
the people that I have around me, I'll put them together. Whatever resource we can bring up, we'll do it a little bit, and then I will know that the idea in my head, I was able to achieve it, but I did it small. So that was what I
Yeah.
decided. So every day I will still show up and still post it. Guess what? It was just a maybe 1 week or so, and I've been making this post for an entire 1 month plus. It was
Wow.
1 week to the particular program that somebody reached out to me from Canada. That person was like, can you can you send me details of this particular, and I've been posting that thing since. So next thing I was like, of
Yeah.
course I can send it to you. And I mean, I didn't have anything in my mind. I was like, okay, let me just send it. So I sent it, and the person was like, okay, can you send like a budget breakdown of these things that you need? I was like, okay. So I sent the budget breakdown. I tried to be as detailed as possible. I even brought, like precedents, the things we've done. It just, I was just like, let me just do my best. I mean, you never can tell.
Yeah.
And the person was like, this person, this person never met me, nothing. And guess what? At
Wow.
the end of the day, he was in Canada. He sent us almost $1 million. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And I was in Nigeria, I received the credit alert. See,
Dang.
and it's something else, something else, right? And the next thing,
Yeah.
I'm doing a seminar for educators, and then I've been posting this thing. In fact, I was scared. I was like, God, see, you gave me this idea, and I moved. I didn't even doubt. I just moved. I did what I could do, and I'm moving. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And guess what? No educator, no educator signed up.
Oh
No educator
no.
signed up, oh, until last week. Last week, somebody from Canada again. What's it with me and Canada? Somebody from Canada reached out to me to tell me, "Oh, okay, I think this seminar is fantastic. Educators really benefit. Can I sponsor 10 educators?" And I'm like, "Why not? Why not?"
Wow. That's
And guess what?
amazing.
Telling you. So the educators on my timeline are registering for free because someone has paid for it.
Sponsored.
It's
Wow.
it's amazing. I cannot even say. And then guess what? Last week when I was praying God, I was like, God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if you want to put me to shame because nobody has been able to. I've not
I
seen even
signed up.
one registration.
Yeah.
I've not even seen one registration. I'm moving with faith. Oh, please.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I've already told myself this one, a tested and trusted strategy. Get ideas, move,
Yeah.
just
Without a
go,
doubt.
just go. So when you said your advice is for young people to just start, that alone is
Mm.
it's a page. Would I say a page? It's a full book on its own. It's a full book. Start. Yes, start. Start.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay, I've had
definitely.
fun. Thank you so
Me
much.
too.
This has been really
Oh, thank you,
nice.
Agnes. Yeah, it was really great. I'm glad we got to talk, and I'm happy we're both in the same program where we met.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
glad. Yeah. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
I think we should say a shout out to the Alpha Community Alliance for Women and Girls, and then the HIC program, the HAR Africa Early Stage Incubation Program. Because if not, I would know Chido.
Yes, exactly. We would not know each other. So, networks
Yeah,
of
yeah,
building women.
yeah. It's
Definitely.
been an amazing platform, and I'm grateful that I'm able to, in fact, just even have this conversation with you, so that it goes way beyond just being, just adding up to the numbers on the group, or just
Yeah.
attending classes. So for me, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thank
this.
you.